It's whatever, baby. You know, it's whatever, baby. You know, it's whatever. Welcome to Whatever by Hektek. I be your boy. I'm hosting tonight. Amen. I be your boy, Raw Asas. I'm in the building. It's gonna be a kind of a different episode. My special guest tonight, this guy right here, Hektek from Hektek Desires, Mr. Freak Body himself.
Dang, freak body, huh? That's what we're going with. Okay. Let's see what's about to happen now. But I'm already prepared, so
It's probably not gonna go nowhere near the way you think it's gonna go.
probably not. That's you try to be a cerebral assassin, and you try to get people with the fake pump and I'm gonna misdirect you over here to bring you back over there. So I'm prepared.
Roger that. Well, let's get this rolling because everybody already know who you is at this point. It's ain't no point of you really doing a full-on introduction. First question I got for you is, what made you start this podcast right here, and how did you turn it into what you've turned it into so far?
Oh man, I think I was coerced into podcasting. Yeah, I was at one point in time, man. I was like a famous guest on multiple different platforms of other people's shows, and you came with a proposal about a collective of people doing different podcasts for a network, and I was like, I ain't have anything else going on, so I was like, yeah, why not? And I went bananas. I'm talking about I was probably filming 3-4 shows a week. I was just all about it. Definitely burnt myself out going into season 2. Redirected some energy in season 3. Now we're here in season 4. So I wanted to make a platform for people to tell their stories, whether that's adult, rappers, singers, what have you. I want people to come up here and be authentically themselves and tell their story, right? Because we live in a social media era in a time where everyone's trying to paint the perfect picture of themselves. And that's fine, but I want people to also understand that I didn't get to where I got to overnight. It took me some years to get to where I'm at right now, and people are often portraying this overnight sensation of whatever. I see mad people, me and you both have seen a lot of people come into this podcast space. From my industry, I'm seeing a bunch of people come into this podcast space, but they don't have no longevity. Once they realize they ain't really making the money or the plays that they think they're going to make, they fizzle out really quick. Or having to beg people or ask people to come on the show and, this and that, and prove yourself or prove your worth for people to be a guest on your show. That stuff gets taxing after a while. And, a lot of people just burn out and they be like, you know what? All this aggravation and all that I have to do right now is not even worth it.
That's a fact. What would you say so far is your most chaotic or unhinged situation that has happened on the show or from the show or because of the show?
I don't think anything chaotic. I think there's been a couple people who come on with their own agendas. There's definitely people who hit me up to have their own agendas told, and it's like, yo, you need me on the show type of deal. And I'm like, nah, I'm good. I don't think I ever had anything really chaotic. Or, I did have people, because everyone's getting into the podcast space. So you have that, you're no longer making content or whatever the case would be. So, this is where you're going now type of deal. But nothing really significant. I definitely had people come on here and try to go AKA viral. And I'm looking at them and like, well, every question that I'm asking you, you're being semi-combative, and that's not going to make for a viral clip. You know what I mean? Like
I don't know
it didn't
why
even.
people. I still don't know why people think that.
Yeah. Now, could you say something shocking and oh my god? Yeah, absolutely. But one of my best episodes right now, and I'm talking about, it's probably approaching 25,000 views. He wasn't in the best situation, like as far as us doing the interview. There's people in the background, there's noise in the background, there's all kind of stuff going on her end. And that episode is killing it versus the person who's like, let's go viral. I mean, it did a little something, but nothing in comparison to, you know what I mean? Like,
Okay.
I'd rather something go viral organically to where someone's like, yo, I like the show. I like who you had on. I like this. I like that versus someone trying to fabricate some stuff. You know what I mean? Like,
Let
I'm
the moment
just,
happen. Don't try to create the moment.
yeah. And when she said it to me off air, and I kind of looked at her and I was like, yeah, I got to go ahead and wrap this up and, get her packed up and get up out of here because this ain't even conducive to what I'm trying to prove. You see what I'm saying?
Yeah.
I'm trying to show you in a light that, hey, you're more than sex, you're more than this, you're more than that. I'm trying to show you, and you're trying to play to your role or to your character.
Mm-hmm.
I and
It
not even
amazes
doing a
me.
great job at it.
It amazes me when people want to be seen in a different light, or don't want to just be seen as a certain thing, but every
And
moment
fall right
they
back
make sure
into
they
it.
show that one thing. Like, you
Hmm.
have the opportunity to show that you are more than just your ass, your titties, your money, your music, and you just refuse to let people see it. I just never understood it.
Yeah, I
So
don't. And then they blame you. Oh, blah blah blah. It's like, I didn't tell you to say that. I didn't tell you to act this way. I didn't tell you none of that. You know what I mean? I thought having you on the show was going to be dope for you,
mhm,
to be able to convey, something. Maybe there's uh, a subject or something that you want to convey to the people to let them know, what I mean, what's going on, what you're passionate about, and you did none of that. All
no,
right.
that's on you at that
You didn't
point,
even promote the show for real, for real. So it's like, okay.
because you were supposed to get them more people. That's why they came on the show. A lot of people
All
think,
right.
oh, if I go on to a certain show, or if I go on a show, I'm gonna just get all these massive amounts of followers now. That shit don't work like that.
Yeah. And
Especially
for
if
me,
you ain't got the
I,
personality that people give a fuck about.
and I already told you numerous times, there's rappers, there's singers, there's all kind of artists that I started following their work based off of their interviews.
Mm-hmm.
So if you come on here and I'm asking you a question and everything, you giving me one answer, one word, blah, 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 act like you don't want to be here.
Facts.
You think someone's going to want to follow you off of that? Like, come on now, stop it.
Yeah, they people follow you based off your personality, and if you have none, what am I really following? Is it really
Yeah,
worth it? You know what I
yeah,
mean?
no facts.
So you've been podcasting for a few years now.
Hmm.
You created smut for a lot of years,
Hmm.
and you did photography for a lot of years.
Hmm.
Rank them three, first to last, in which you enjoy the most.
Photography is number one. It's always going to be my passion, my heart, my drive, my everything. When it was crazy because I had some people that um I had a photo on my phone, on my other phone, and they end up stumbling upon it, right? And I didn't know that no one told me that they saw the image that was on my phone. And my image was on the phone is one of the one of my favorite photos that I've taken, right? Um, to the point where something brought it up, and then three females were like, yeah, I saw those photos. And then one person didn't see the photos, but two other girls told her about the photos, right? So she was like, well, let me see it. So I showed them. I was like, whatever, it wasn't nothing too crazy, too wild. And they were like, yo. And these were like, they weren't prudish or anything like that, but they were like, this shit's fire. Like, I love how you did this, boom, 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 this and that, and the third, right? Photos were always, that's how I started, photography will always be my heart, because instead of taking a series of photos, I could take that one, and that one could be, possibly on someone's wall or something like that. That's where my goal is right now, to have some of my, photos in a gallery or in someone's home. You know what I mean? That's where I'm moving to right now. Second would be podcasting. Only because I'm a cerebral person, right? So if you tell me a story or you tell me about your life, I want to know more, right? I don't want surface level answers. I'd be like, okay, you said you grew up here, but how did you feel when you grew up here? Like, how did that place morph you into who you are? I'm looking like the spider webs of why you are the person that you currently am right now, right? So that was always like, I'm a film my first doc on sex work in a couple of weeks. And the girl hit me up and was like, I don't know, something just told me to hit you up because I feel like you are the person to tell my story. And I was like, damn, that's, you know what I mean? That's fire. I've never talked to the girl a day in my life before this. You know what I mean? And then she's just like, yo, this happened to me, that happened to me, da 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 da. I've been on other podcasts, I've been on other shows, but I feel like it's you that needs to tell this story. So that's what I'm doing. And content would be third. Content's probably the least favorite of mine right now. At one point, it probably would have beat out photography for me because it used to be fun. It used to be, with your colleagues, having fun, doing what you do. And now it's such a circus and such a sewage, and it's just so disgusting and ugly, and all of the things that don't make it what it used to be anymore, that I'm good off of it. I was talking to someone today and they were telling me a situation where, they're doing a content house and the person's mad that they got to pay to be at the content house, but then also mad that, the person with the content house gets to use the content. And I'm like, yeah, people now in this industry specifically are so fucking selfish. They don't want to put their own money up. They don't want to invest in themselves. They don't want to do any of the things, but they want to make 100% of the profits themselves. They don't want no one else to make no money off of it. They don't want no one else to be able to say, I did this or I did that. They want to be solely the only one profiting from anything that they do. And it's just a fucked up way of thinking. You know what I mean? So yeah, content is probably that. I'll probably find another hobby and content will move down again. You know what I mean? So shit, I rather build another gecko tank than to do content.
I hear that. So you said photography would be number one. Have you ever done a shoot and it just came out so bad that it was like, you know what? I'm not even touching these pictures. I'm just tossing them.
Yeah.
How often does that happen?
It doesn't happen that often anymore because I'm fired. Now,
I see that.
It doesn't happen too often. It doesn't happen too often anymore. Sometimes it's not even the photos. Sometimes it could be the energy between me and the model or me and the person. Sometimes it could just be like what I have envisioned in my mind just didn't come out the way I wanted it to come out. In photography world, we have test shoots sometimes, where, hey, I got a new lens or I got a new strobe or I got a new light or I want to try a new light setup or I want to do this, I want to do that. Hey, do you want to come over and, do these things? And someone's like, yeah or nay, right? Um, it happens. Or sometimes I even had at this point where it's too much fire, like it's too much heat that it's hard for me to pick through and pick the right ones that I feel were going to convey what I need to convey.
Oh
So
wow.
sometimes I just set it like, a steak. I just let it breathe sometimes. And, you can always tell though when I'm really excited about the photos because for the most part, I'm editing something.
Mhm.
Whether it's one or two shots, I'm editing something. Like after the shoot, the model's gone, I've cleaned up, I've situated, exported or imported all the photos to the computer, and I'm looking for something to say, yo, this happened or whatever. And I'll sit at the computer for a good hour, hour and a half sometimes, and then be like, come out with a couple sets and then go about my business. But yeah, it happens. Like, man, I've had so many catfish situations that the girl, what she looks like online versus what she looks like in person,
Oh
you'd be
wow.
like, well, can't waste my time, but might as well do something,
Yeah.
what I mean? So you just do the best that you
What
can.
what makes a good or bad shoot?
The energy, um the creativity. Like if we're doing a collaborative project, right, and I'm asking you, hey, what you want to shoot, what themes, what ideas, and you be like, I don't know, I want to do this, and you showing me all this stuff other people have done, and I'm like, okay, cool, but how do you want this to represent you? And if you can't really answer that for me, and I'm having to do all the brain power behind it, I'll do it. But I already know you're just gonna come in here and not really give me what I need, right? Or
Mhm.
if you come in and the first thing you want to do is turn around and show me your ass, all right, you're not even really a model. I could tell because most models they're gonna model themselves, right? They're not just gonna have you focus on any given body parts. There's been so much fire shoots that I've done recently that the chick didn't even have to turn around not one time.
Oh wow.
You know what I mean? Um, or I'd be able to do a silhouette of them or something like that. You know what I mean? The energy, if you come in here and you're just on some divas, which I don't have that too often. Also, if I ask you a question and you lied to me, case in point, I had a model and I was like, have you modeled before? What's your experience? Right? Because if you tell me I'm well experienced, I'm thinking in my mind, I don't have to say
Yeah,
nothing to
certain
you,
things you
right?
should just know. You should just be doing them. Yeah.
Besides me telling you the whole positions or whatever, this chick, I legit had to tell her. I had to tell her the basic thing. So you see how my lighting is, right? My light, you could kind of guess it's coming from this angle, right?
Mhm.
She was facing over here. Well, when you face over here, you're casting all this shadow on this side of your face.
Yeah.
So what are we doing? If you're an experienced model, you already know you're going to look towards where the light's at because that's what's going to be shown, So I had to tell her like all these stuff, and as I'm telling her all this stuff, I'm like, you ain't even have to lie because now if you told me, hey, I do it, but I'm not there like that, I already know mentally what I got to do to prepare you for this shoot. So I'm cool with that. You see what I'm saying? I deal with new people all the time. You know,
Which do you
sometimes
prefer?
honestly, that's some of my best work is with new people. Because they haven't developed any real bad habits. You
Which
know what
do
I
you
mean?
prefer?
So, huh?
Which do you prefer?
Am I spending money or am I not spending money?
Let's say both.
If I'm spending money, I'm a prefer professional.
Okay. I
If
mean, I
I'm
don't
not
see how
spending
you.
money
I feel like you spending money no matter how you look at it anyway. So
directly or indirectly,
I mean,
that's what I mean.
time is still money. That's why I say that.
I get that, but when I'm not spending tangible currency,
Mm-hmm.
I prefer like a newer model because, like I said, I could kind of experiment a little bit more sometimes. Like I could get different lighting, and you know what I mean. I could have a little bit more time. A professional, it's by the hour. It's by you know what I mean. So it's like, all right, I gotta come with whatever I'm gonna come with because I'm on a time limit. You see what I'm saying? So it's a little different.
Have you ever thought about, or would you consider, um, like having models under you?
Huh. Um, huh. I've thought, and then I've thought, and then I'm like, hell no.
Damn.
The problem with um, a lot of people want what they say they want, but they don't want to listen to people that's already been there.
Hmm.
And me, I don't like to repeat myself too many times. If I'm saying, hey, we're gonna build you this portfolio, I'm gonna need you at X, Y, and Z. I'm gonna need you with this fit. I'm gonna need you with this makeup. I need you with this hair. And you come without your nails done or something like that. All right, what are we doing? You know what I mean? Like, what are we doing? I'm not opposed to it, but I'm very particular.
Hmm. Okay. So if you was to consider it, what would be some of those particulars that would be
You
mandatory?
gotta be about your business. That's first and foremost. You gotta kind of almost out hustle me.
Hmm.
And you know me, you know I got mad stuff going on. You gotta be to the point where you like Hektek, hey, tomorrow, blah 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 blah. You remember we supposed to shoot this, you gotta keep me on my toes to where you're throwing every so often, you're like, hey, let's shoot this. We need to shoot this, because I think this is gonna add to that. You need to kind of out hustle me. And if you don't have that same drive to out hustle me, why are we still sharpen steel? Shit don't sharpen shit.
True. Just make shit worse.
You know what I mean? So if you're not getting me to the point where I'm like, man, okay, I got this creative idea, let's do this, and you're like, bet, let's run it, and we both look at the art that we created and like, yo, we gonna kill him with this one. You know what I mean? If we're not having that kind of dialogue on a regular basis, then it's like, what are we doing?
I hear that. Does look, height, weight, gender, any of that play a role in who you would have underneath you?
I'm not going to, if I tell you my honest, I get more engagement when I shoot males than I do females.
Mm.
I got one dude that I shot shit, what, a year or so ago. Still for collectively say kills 10 of the girls' posts that I've made.
Wow. Do you think, and I know this is gonna get a little hard, maybe difficult for you to answer. It might not be, I don't know. Do you think social media and the word content creator is
I hate that
destroying?
word.
eh,
I so hate that word.
Hold on, first off, before I ask you that, just for the people that may or may not know, um, is there a difference between a porn star and a content creator? And if it is, what are the key differences?
I'm going to redirect the question to you. What's the difference between Jamie Foxx, Tom Cruise, Charlize Theron, we can even say Beth Midler, right?
I don't know who Charlie Sharon is.
What movie was she? You would if I showed it to you.
Okay.
Versus a Tubi actress or a Tubi actor.
The first four you named are famous, and the other ones might not be.
Okay, but also a lot of those other names have some longevity. They've been out here working and grinding.
They probably started out in, what was considered a Tubi movie back then. Mm-hmm. Worked their way up, got better, kept going.
Mm-hmm. Some are probably, Broadway actors, actresses, or what they call classical theater trained, versus just with the mess, just hilarious, being an actress. You see what I'm saying? Mm-hmm. Now, is she an actress? Yeah, because she's done movies and she's done some shows or whatever. So yeah, she's an actress. But the caliber is so night and day that it's crazy. Just as equally, she's famous too, right? But when you put Jamie Foxx and her in the same room, who do you think they're going to approach?
True.
You know what I mean? So that's the same thing with a porn star versus a content creator. Now, can there be a content creator that's more famous or more viral or more known than a porn star? 100%. But the porn star, for the most part, is a star. It's just that. You know what I mean? Are in great quality movies, films. They normally have some kind of story plot to them. You could go and they are them, versus a content creator, for the most part, for a lot of them, is just setting up a phone, got some lightings, got a little bit of something, and just doing some stuff. You see what I'm saying? So it's a difference. It's like the difference between calling myself a videographer and a cinematographer, right? There is a difference. A cinematographer, that's what I inspire to be, is a cinematographer. Someone that can look at a situation and say, okay, hey, I need the lighting over here because I need to shoot from this angle and do this and da da da. And we need to go ahead and get, these diffusers because we're going to be outside, but we don't want no shadow, but I'm going to need you to bounce the light back at him so he's not dark. To me, that's a cinematographer. That's person's on a whole different caliber, right? Versus me, I'm just a videographer. That's what I feel like I am. And that's not downplaying my skills. I just know there's levels to this shit. You know what I mean? And I appreciate the levels to that shit, because if once you started clumping everybody together, where's the aspiration? Where are we going? Where are we rising to? Where are we? If everyone's in the same pot, what are we doing? Now I could look at a Ryan Coogler and say, shit, hey, maybe I'm gonna write a thriller or something that maybe at the time needed, and we'll get all these Oscars and Grammys and whatever and feed mad families. That's what I want. That's what I inspire to do. Not just shoot people just wanting to just fuck. Hey, just set up your phone then and go fuck.
That kind of leads right into the question that I was about to ask you originally. Do you think social media and the word content creator kind of destroyed the porn industry? And if you
No,
believe it did or didn't, why?
no. People in the porn industry destroyed the porn industry.
Meaning,
We allowed everyone to the barbecue.
hmm.
During COVID, we were like, yo, we having a blast. You, and you, and you, and you, and you, and you, come on over. We all have a blast. But when they were saying you, and you, and you, and you, and you, and you, no one vetted these people. No one's checked these people's pedigree. No one's checked these people' mental status. No one checked these people' criminal records. No one checked these people' actual eagerness to make it a business and make it a career. No one checked any of these criterias. They just said, all of y'all come on in. We are one big happy family. Fuck with us. We'll fuck with you. Be under our umbrella, right? By doing that, people came in and people like, that word porn. I don't like that word porn. I want to be able to explain to people what I do. But if I say I do porn, then they know I do porn.
Mm-hmm.
You got it. Everyone's on YouTube right now making clips and making content. And they're calling themselves content creators. That's it. We call ourselves content creators too. So now when people ask us what we do, I could just say a content creator. Now, most people at this time is not going to ask what kind of content I'm doing. They're just going to say, oh, that's cool.
Yeah.
And now if you are seemingly like an interesting person, they might say, okay, what kind of content you do, right? Or where can I find your stuff, right? Because we've had dialogue. You seem like a cool person. I want to support. Boom, boom, boom. But for the most part, most people ain't going to ask what kind of content you do. They're not even going to ask you where they can find your content unless they really had some kind of interactions with you.
Pretty much. Do you?
So,
Will you?
so now under that content creation, we could say we could do whatever we want and we could, blah, blah, blah. And no one has to know that we're actually fucking and sucking.
So along the lines of that, though, as that's been happening, once upon a time the rules was super strenuous where you couldn't do porn. Then it was like, oh, well, you could do it as long as it's in these confines. And then people start super duper pushing the envelope to where they like, oh, well, let me blast myself in the Walmart parking lot, or let me walk through the dollar store and uh, show my titties on camera. Do you think that kind of messed things up when it comes to like the rules and regulations that was on y'all already?
100%. I mean, before content creators really got into space, if you wanted to shoot with a what we consider a mainstream star, you normally could shoot on a test within 14 days, right? Most people that weren't mainstream, they might be pro-am or they might be amateur, they run that test for 30 days, right? When the content creators really
Hold up,
started
hold up.
to
When you say run a test, what do you mean?
STI, STD test.
Okay. So you gotta remember, you're talking to people that don't know exactly what you're talking about. So when you say
All
run
right,
your
so
test,
there's so what I mean is before we shoot content or before we shoot porn, we normally go and get tested. And you only shoot with other tested individuals, right? To make sure that we're not spreading any STIs or STDs to each other or to the populace, right? Um, so if you only shoot with tested people, then the likelihood of an outbreak or HIV, chlamydia, any of those things really breaking out was like minimal, right? Because I'm tested, she's tested, they're tested, we're all just doing, what we're doing, right? And this is going to lead back to the content creation thing, right? And I'm not blaming them. I'm just saying how it opened this door.
Mm-hmm.
So we used to shoot 2 weeks if you want to shoot with a mainstream person, a month if it was pro-am amateur. That's how it used to be. Now everyone's under 2 weeks, supposedly, right? The reason now everyone is under 2 weeks is because at one point we weren't having a lot of outbreaks, but we were having more than we normally had. Right? You might have an outbreak, say once a quarter, maybe. And to the people out there, oh my God, that's so. But when you talk to civilian people versus people in the industry, most civilian people get tested every 6 months to a year. And I'm talking to people, if that, right? And I'm talking about people that, A, we pay for our tests. 2, most of us was getting tested weekly, bi-weekly to monthly. I was getting tested so much at one point, I didn't even have to talk to the clinic people. They already knew what I was there for, and they already had my stuff drawn. Oh, Mr. Da 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 da. Okay, so we're gonna take you in the back. We're gonna draw your blood. I was getting tested that often, right? So with the content people, there was a lot of lifestylers in here. And what I mean by lifestyle, okay, let me not take lifestylers. There was a lot of swingers coming into the industry. There was a lot of poly couples coming into the industry. There was a lot of this and there was a lot of that. So when the swinger, and listen, by no means some of the coolest people that I know in this industry are swingers. So I'm not blaming a community as a whole, but if you're tested and you're shooting content and then you're going to a party on the same test, that leaves you more susceptible to outbreaks. And that's what was happening. And now they're going to hate me for this one. Now you have people tested, shooting content, tricking, and going to parties, all while tested. And let's be honest, with a lot of people, they're going to say, oh, no, I make sure my client is clean and we wear a condom and da-da-da. We all know money talks, bullshit walks.
Facts.
So if a motherfucker really want to pay a bag and, go up and cram Raw, some of y'all are going to say, yeah.
Say that in a different
I can't help it. That's your name. I can't help it. That's your name. I'm not. But you see what I'm saying? Like I had shit. I don't know if I should tell this one, but I had a time where I walked to someone and someone was like, yeah, I just saw a client. And I'm like, all right. And they're like, yeah, but I only sucked his dick. I'm like, okay. But I did it with a condom. Bitch, I ain't ask you for the first bit of information about anything.
It sounded like she was
I just say, what's up?
Nervous to me.
I just literally said hi. That's it.
Wow. You mentioned it's a lot of poly and swingers and lifestyle and all of that that's in your industry now, if you will. I was going to ask you, how easy or hard is it to find love when you are in this industry? Like, it's just me speaking for me, right? I can't see myself saying, hey, babe, have a good day at work. She leave out, go to work. She come back home. I'm like, oh, babe, how was work today? Oh, I sucked like 7 dicks and, I did X, Y, Z. Like, I'm not in your life. So you coming home telling me that, I'm just like, damn, I got to kiss you after this. After you just tell me
to.
That's your wife. You going to kiss your wife. You know what I mean? Like,
I'm not saying you don't got to. You know what I mean? You may want to, but you don't got to.
Wife. That's part of marriage. You're going to kiss your wife. It is what it is. But
there's other parts you can kiss. You don't have to kiss her in the mouth. You kiss on the cheek. Well, shit, I don't know.
again,
Well,
no matter where you kiss, it can be a situation. You know what I mean?
Okay. Okay.
But like, how easy or hard is it to like actually develop a relationship in y'all's industry? Because I mean, at the end of the day, let's be honest. Love is love is love. It still can be considered cheating if somebody feel like, oh, you messing with that person and I don't like that person, or I'm pretty sure it's disgruntled,
Yeah.
unnecessary, petty bullshit that goes on regardless. So
Mm.
what would you say? How easy or hard is it to actually find love and sustain that love in y'all's industry?
You're talking to someone who never really finds love in the industry. It's easy to deal with people in the industry, right? And I think for some parts, it's a comfortability thing. It's like, okay, I don't have to explain too much to you, right?
Mm-hmm.
Like if I say, hey, I'm going to work, you kind of know what that means, right?
Mm-hmm.
Versus talking to a civilian or vanilla chick and be like, hey, I'm going to work. And she's like, so you mean you're gonna be fucking somebody else? And all these other questions. I've dealt with both sides. Now, I've dealt with I don't want to say like this, but I've had situations. I had situations or whatever. And sometimes the vanilla chick's been way more cooler about what I got going on than the chicks in the industry. Because I feel my my saving grace in a sense, and that this is what I used to tell them when I first got in the industry. It's better than me lying to you about what I got going on.
That is true.
I'm not going here and boo loving on this hoe. Like, you know what I mean? I'm just going over here and shoot some content and I'm coming back. You know what I mean? Now, do people do it? 100%. But I know how I move. Hey, baby, I'm going to shoot content for a couple hours. I'll be back home at such and such time, or I try to, just depending on how the shoot goes. And I'm back at the crib, like
Mhm.
chilling. You know what I mean? I ain't trying to take the chick out to go eat and drinks and party. Unless, like,
Yeah.
you know how I am. I'm kind of hospitable. So if you come into my city and I know you ain't from here, hey, we could go out and we could have a good time. And we could have just made some of the nastiest content possible. But when we outside, we just out here just, I'm just
Yeah.
showing you around type of deal.
Yeah.
Yeah. Um, so it's hard. It's not the easiest. And I think it just boils down to the people that you mess with or how you move. Like if you move like a greasy motherfucker hiding shit, because there's people still in this industry, regardless of what they do, they still hiding shit from their potential partners, whatever. You
That's a
know what I
fact.
mean? Versus just being honest. I think honesty is key. Now you have some people I'm not don't ask, don't tell. They ain't gonna ask, so you don't have to tell. And you keep it moving.
Yeah. Makes sense. Well, let's take a quick break and we'll come back with some more questions. Amen.
Are you the smartest dummy or the most dense genius in your friend group? Yeah, us too. That's why you'll fit right in with the Enlightened Idiot podcast, live every Saturday at 10 p.m. Eastern Standard Time on YouTube. We're talking bold takes on sex, mental health, current events, and all the stuff you forget you care about until somebody says it out loud. So slide through, kick back, and get your dose of real talk and reckless wisdom. Stay enlightened.
I just realized you still got that old ass picture on there too. We got to
I
rectify
knew you were
that.
going. I knew you were going to bring it up. Every time I'd be like, "Oh, I gotta change it," and then life happens, and I just go and be like, "Oh, it's still working."
We need to rectify that, say. All right, so I want you to ask this next question two different ways, right? I want you to answer it vanilla, and I want you to answer it in your smut life. right?
Okay.
So, what is a misconception that people have about Hektek?
I have to answer it vanilla. I can answer it the same way for both of them.
I mean, if it's the same answer for both, go for it.
Yeah. Most people think I'd be outside like that. So that's a big misconception. Most people think I got this whole harem of hoes and stuff like that. I definitely don't have no harem of hoes. I can't call one right now and they come walk out and give me no grapes and no shit like that. You know what I mean?
Why grapes of all?
I don't know. I don't know.
First of all, the fact this dude said I don't have a harem of hoes, that's how crazy as
yeah, they just, for most, okay, I could tell them who Hectic is. Hectic is introvert. And when I say introvert, I'm an introvert. Like, I've been outside. I'm good on all that. If they ain't about money, I rather hear that PlayStation turn on than me be outside. You know what I mean? So I'm very much an introvert. It's been to a detriment because at one point, especially in this industry, I was on every scene. I was, if someone, I could definitely tell you between 2021 and 23, my name was attached to something or someone between that. I mean, whether I shot some content, directed some stuff, introduced to, you know what I mean? I was very instrumental in a lot of people's revival of careers, uh, growth of careers, whatever. And that's not even me trying to talk big or anything like that. It's just, it is facts. Like, I have homies that be like, yo, once you retire, we need your black book, because they seen me go into rooms that people like me, black people, like, we ain't there. And they see me walk and shake hands and hug and talk to people that they can't, even with them doing all the content that they're doing, they still don't have access to. You know what I mean? I said, and I said it a couple of weeks ago, I feel like one of the biggest detriments to my career in this industry was me switching over to urban. When I was, say what y'all want, when I was with the white people, my career was on an upward trajectory. I couldn't move without them introducing me to their friend of a friend of a friend. The black urban porn industry is garbage. And I love a lot of my, you know what I mean? A lot of my peoples in this industry, still homies with them, all that. But they, man, let them think that you about to do more than what they doing. All right.
Wow.
I'm probably one of the few black producers, videographers, cinematographers, whatever you want to call me, that will legit see a person, not really know a person too much, and introduce them to people that I feel is aligned with what they got going on. I remember this one, he was kind of a fan, but he was like new in the industry. But this man was able to tell me about photos I did when I first started. And when
nice.
he was like, "Can I hang out with you?" And I was like, "Yeah, I ain't nobody." You know what I mean? You got a badge just like I got a badge. And he was like, "Nah, you different." Like, and when we went into the spot, I introduced him, like, of course my people's gonna come up and say, and I introduce, hey, this person is such and such and such, they run this, or this person shoots for them, or da da da. And he was like, yo, you know a lot of people. And I'm like, yeah, you know what I mean? It's nothing. But now, shit's so fucking, man, these people. All right, next question.
It's easy. It's easy to talk about or feel good about the good days and the good situations, right? So, how do you handle backlash or viral criticism?
I just had one a couple days ago. Oh, yo. I'll tell that story. I don't give a damn. And fuck that bitch too, by the way. I made a post about do people in the industry feel like going to conventions still beneficial? Why or why not? You know, I like to throw little stuff out there so people think and comment and whatever. And this chick out of nowhere was like, Hektek, I know that name. Isn't he blacklisted? I knew it was something about him. Woo-doo, 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 woo. And I'm like, wait, what? First of all, my name is damn near so squeaky clean in this industry. Like, you got to go and do some CSI investigation to find shit on me. You know what I mean?
Mm-hmm.
And then I was like, listen, I never talked to you a day in my life. I never had no kind of interactions with you. Like, hey, one thing I don't play about it, that's my name. You know what I mean? So I was like, hey, I wish you the best. You know, keep my name out. And then first of all, I hate cowards, right? So this whole blocked me so I can't respond to her comments, but
Oh
still
wow!
commenting on my shit.
Oh wow!
I'm like pussy shit. Anyways, so she's still commenting, but I can't respond to her because she got me blocked. And when I realized it, I was like, and I showed you the thread and all that. Man,
Mm-hmm.
I had so many people be like, him? You might be talking about somebody else, but you ain't talking about him because like people like straight up like, yo, I don't give a damn. I'll die on this hill. Don't say nothing about his name. Woo. Women were coming out the woodworks that I know the chick worked with because I personally hit one girl up like, yo, you know so and so and so, and she's like, yeah, we work together, but I don't really know her like that. To the point where people that worked with her was like, listen, you might be talking about these other men out here, but this dude right here, nah, don't play about this one.
Wow! Wow! They were
So
trying to do you greasy, huh?
yeah, so for me, how do I handle criticism, especially on social media? Sometimes, man, and so I went through that. The next day, I'm being the bigger person, and I just made this post like, "Yo, hey, first of all, I want to apologize to everybody because I came out of character. Y'all know I don't give lower tier demons no kind of free press. With the
Lower
woo."
tier demons is crazy. Shit.
I don't give low tier demons no free press, with the woo, but I don't play about my name. You could almost take my money and my time, but not about my name. I've done two. I feel like Franklin Saint on this. I built this brick by brick. You
I hear
know what I
that.
mean? I'm not gonna have no one play on my name at all. At fucking all. Especially no one I've ever had any interactions with. Stop it.
I
Stop.
think that's what makes it crazy. It's like if you've never interacted with this person and you talking greasy on me, like that's not even decent. Like
But these people know they can hide behind the screen.
social
They
media
could
is
go
a
ahead and say these little trigger words that's going to get people riled up and trying to investigate and all this other stuff. But like, no receipts. She never showed not one receipt.
mm-hmm.
A lot of the girls are in these blacklist groups, and all of them like, nah, your name ain't even. They ain't even the HEK in this shit. Like, you don't have nothing to worry about. You see what I'm
Wow.
saying? So you just out here just talking and talking. And what's been happening, especially the beginning of this year, a lot of people been doing these allegations not because they want to see anything really realistically happen, but they're fucking engaging farming. So they realize this drama is going to give them some engagement that their crappy porn ain't going to give them.
Yeah. That's just madness. What's a skill that you have, right? That you feel like you the shit in this skill that nobody would believe that you even do?
I don't know that question. Okay, rephrase the question.
I don't know how we'll rephrase it. What's something
I
that
don't know either.
like that you really good at that the average person would be like, wait, like for me, right? When people find out I cook, they look at me, they're like, you cook? Yeah. You'd be
Oh,
like, wait a
okay.
minute, you bake? You don't even
Okay.
look like a baker. I don't know what a baker looks like, but
Yeah.
you know what I mean? Like,
I don't think it's necessarily a skill for me. I think people don't realize how much of an anime nerd that I am.
okay.
Yeah, I mean, man, I'm talking
Yeah,
about.
even that when you found out I watch anime, you like, wait, what?
Yeah. I was shocked with that one. I'm not gonna hold you. Yeah, people don't realize how big. Like, people come to me for my list. You know what I
Wow.
mean? Like, my list is. I had someone a couple months ago. Hey, your list is hands down phenomenal. Like, you got everything that. But I have a specific taste in my anime too. Like, it can't be too much of. Like, believe it or not, I don't like too overly sexualized anime. Like, if it's too much and it serves no purpose to the story, I'm kind of out of here.
I'm gonna be honest. Certain anime, it's like it do kind of take away from it.
Yeah,
Because it'd be unnecessary. Like, come on, just chill.
yeah, it's like crazy. Also, there's nothing that I could think of that I can't do. Right? Like, I feel like when I built my gecko enclosures, it took, I built 2 of them joints in a month.
Facts.
Like, you know what I mean? Like,
You're definitely off to the races.
yeah, like, and that's one thing about me. When I'm passionate about something, I'm really passionate about it. And I'm all in.
Do you think you have OCD?
OCD? No. ADHD? Yes. And I've gotten it not when I was younger. Now that I'm older, shit, I'm fucked. I'll be like, I'll
Like
be
I want
like,
to sit down, but I just can't.
right, bro. I will literally come into my office and I'm like, what the fuck am I in here for? I totally forgot why I came in this bitch.
Wow.
And then I'll go back and sit down somewhere. Then I gotta watch a movie. But while I'm on the movie, then I'll pause the movie to be on Twitter. And then I'll go to Facebook. And then I'm like, shit, I need to post some pictures. Then I'll post the pictures. Then I'll be like, oh, that's why I was at the computer. Then I go back to the computer, edit some shit, all in an hour. Oh shit, I'm hungry. Let me go cook real quick. Bro, I'm all over the place. I'm definitely probably gonna have to be on some meds soon. Like, it's too much.
If you could host a debate with 3 people, dead or alive, who would those 3 people be, and what would the debate be about?
Louis Farrakhan, Dr. Umar,
Okay.
Dr. Umar, and I'm in like all at the same table or one
All
on
3 at
one.
the same time.
Okay. Charlie Kirk.
Okay.
I'll say why. Because if you haven't noticed the pattern, it's all about race or race baiting or whatever.
Yep.
And I want to realistically sit down. Now, the only one that I don't really care for, I don't really know much about, is Charlie Kirk, right? Dr. Umar, I find him hilarious. With him, I understand what he's trying to convey, but for some reason, it just goes left for him.
Every single time. Every single time. Like clockwork. Like fucking clockwork.
To the point where he's trying to be serious, and the shit is just hilarious to me, right?
Yeah.
And Louis Farrakhan, because I low-key feel he's a genius. I realistically, even when I watch like old shows that he's on debating, the way he talks to people is so charismatic. He's not raising his voice. He's not calling people out of their names. He's not doing all of the rah to get his message a point. Whether it's about to someone that's going to receive it or not receive it, he's talking the same way. When you have people calling him a hate monger, he's like, what's hate? How do I hate? Because I want my people to prosper. How's that hating the other race? What does that have to do with y'all? Y'all already up. Y'all are already up. What's other hate? I'm trying to get my people to catch up.
Facts.
So I think those three people would be an interesting conversation.
So what's a topic that you've never talked about, but you feel like you'd like to talk about? And would you have them three speak on
it? That I've never talked about?
I mean, you've had a lot of guests and you've talked about a lot of shit. So
yeah, I try, but I do have my core stuff that I do try to stay away from. I'll sprinkle it here and there, but I do try to stay away from politics and religion off rip. Not for me, but for the guest, because I am an open book. I could talk about anything, even whether I believe it or not, or whether it resonates with me or not. I could talk about anything and not give a fuck about it, right? Other people, they're and you're like, all right, relax. Like, I'm not being combative towards you. If you say, okay, shit, I don't know if we're about to go political. I'm trying not to. But if you say, I'm a diehard Democrat or I'm a diehard Republican, I'm going to ask you, why are you a diehard Democrat and why you're a diehard Republican? And you better be able to answer it. Don't just say, because of back in 1960. I don't give a fuck about none of that. I wasn't born in 1960. I'm talking about 2026. Why are you what you are, and why do you believe what you believe? Convey it to me. Talk to me like I'm a fifth grader. You know what I mean? Like, break it down.
It amazes me how many people will die on a hill and don't know why they're even on that hill.
At all. Don't know how they got to the hill. They look around and be like, shit, how I get here? Like,
I'm here now, so.
Right. And it's like, no. Now, if you can explain to me, hey, I'm blah, 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 because I feel like economically it's been more sound because they build this kind of infrastructure, or they make sure this happens or they make sure that happens, then I'm like, all right, because I know majority of politics is going to be based off of what the person who voted for that politician wants.
Mm-hmm.
So if you want better schools, you're going to vote for someone who's promising better schools. It's not hard, but you gotta do more than just that.
Yes. It shouldn't be difficult, but for some, it's a struggle.
It's like pulling teeth.
Why? I don't know.
Bro, and they run in circles. Then you be like, all right, well, you talking in circles now. I'm trying to give it. Listen, I hit you with that Louis Farrakhan. Hey, so I'm just saying, like, you know what I mean?
All right. Last question I got for you for the night.
Ask me 3 more. I'll give you 3 more. I like this. I've never really been interviewed in depth like this before. This is dope.
Okay. I thought I was asking too many questions, to be honest with you. Okay.
Nah.
All right. Have you ever had a guest that made you rethink some shit that you thought?
Yeah, absolutely. I would say this industry as a whole, it goes back to what you say. You couldn't imagine your wife you saying, hey, have a great day at work. You saying have a great day at work and you mean it or some shit. You know what I mean? When I first got in the industry, you couldn't tell me I would be with, sleep with, see my girl doing shit with other men. Like that was never in my. Now I was out here wilding, but my girl never that. No. Now I literally just told someone I can't be out here wilding out and I expect my girl to be out here wilding out. That's fucking hypocritical.
Pretty much.
And that's just how my mind has evolved since I've been in this industry. So yeah, sometimes people come. Listen, even in my better years, better side of 40, I still learn new shit.
Mm-hmm.
And I'm like, and I'm such like a kid when I learn new shit. I'm like, word, tell me more. I'm such an information person. I love information. So if you could teach me something, great.
It's funny, right? Somebody could be telling me something and I could be actually interested in what they say. And I'm like, oh shit. All right, well, what about this right here? Or damn, what's up with that right there? And they'll literally be like, oh, why you just fucking with me? And I'm like, no, I'm trying to learn what you're telling me. No, you're not.
Right.
You just fucking with me. And it's like, hold on. You get me excited because you're giving me knowledge, but then I'm fucking with you because I want to learn more about the shit. I don't understand. I don't get that part.
Listen, me and you both have done it where so most of y'all don't know this is who I considered my podcast mentor, right? When I first got in the game, I'm like, hey, what should I get? How should I do this? What should I do? Blah, blah, blah. Should I film on this day? Should I film on that? Should I do? You see what I'm saying? Like I love, and he was, hey, yeah, I don't come up with a name yet. Settle in what you got going on, then come up with a name. Find your groove, blah, 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 blah. You see what I'm saying? Same with him and cameras. Hey, do you think I should get this camera? Okay, let me look at the cameras out, boom, boom, boom. All right, I think this camera be great for you because of da, 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 da. It's not too much, it's not too little. It gives you right back. You know what I mean? If you're around people, friends, relationship, family, and they do not pour anything into your life,
get the fuck
away from them.
Facts. Speaking of that, who would you say is easier to cut off? Friends, family, business, people that in business.
They all easy for me.
You ain't gotta say it so cold-heartedly, sir.
I'm just saying, I've cut off family, I've cut off friends, I've cut off business. I don't give a flying fuck. Like if you and I know this is gonna rub people the wrong way. Oh, blood is thicker than water. Blah, blah, blah.
But is it really?
There's so many times someone's gonna fuck you over. You be like, next time, no. You got only a couple times with me, for real, for real. I'll take the first two as an honest mistake. Third, now you're trying to fuck out of me.
You're playing in my face now, and I don't like it. I don't like that type of shit. Don't do it.
Yeah. Bro, I had a chick, man, she did what she played her position. That's cool. When I got back to where I got to, I on to the next. I'm a firm believer when one leg closes, another one opens.
Speaking of legs opening and closing, how unrealistic is expectations in a dating world in 2026? And I'm not just talking about like women to men. I'm talking about men to women as well.
I try not to. Everyone wants to be in love. Everyone wants to have a person. Everyone wants to, do those things. Like I find myself, like there's a lot of concerts I want to go to, but I ain't trying to go to them shits by myself. You know what I mean? I just now started going to movies by myself.
Oh shit.
Hey, I'll see it when it comes out. I ain't going to no movie theater to get one seat and I'm surrounded by other people coupled up and shit, and I'm just that one person.
I done did it so many times that shit is normal to me. It's certain movies my wife was not going to go see. So I'm not going to not go see it just because you don't want to go see it. It is what the fuck it is. So
but now, I take myself out to eat and I'll go to, the cigar lounge or something like that. Well, no, the cigar lounge is more a group thing. I should start going by myself, but it's more of a group thing, Movies, I'll ask, hey, I'm about to go see this movie. You want to come? And someone's like, nah, I'm still going. You know what I mean? Type shit. I try not to have expectations anymore. Expectations of myself to the person or expectations of the person to me. I've had too many. When you have expectations, you set yourself up for failure.
Thanks.
Busta Rhymes said it best. The best pussy is the one not obtained. Because in your mind, you fucking the dog shit out of her. But once you actually catch her,
that's actually dope.
But when you actually catch her, you be like, man, I did all this for this. Now the fantasy you had in your head, that shit's done.
Mm-hmm.
Like I had a threesome on the low. I didn't expect that shit to happen. But woo, that shit was live.
Speaking of threesomes, right? Yeah, I know. I'm channeling my inner Easy with the segue.
Right, you're segueing them.
You keep leading into shit. That's what we doing. It is what it is.
Yeah.
So, reverse gangbang. I still don't understand why it's called a reverse gangbang. It's still a gangbang, rather it's one chick and 9 dudes or one dude and 9 chicks. Still a gangbang to me, but whatever. Yeah. Reverse gangbang, right? You could pick 2 legends, and you could pick 2 newcomers, content creators, whatever you want to call it. That's up to you. Who would those 4 people be? And you are the one being gangbang.
I know what a reverse gangbang is.
Roger that.
I'm getting Jada Fire. Say what you want. Jada Fire, Belladonna. Those are my 2 legends.
Okay.
New chicks. That's gonna be harder. LaBella should be one. And who else? Because I got 3 nasty hoes. I need another nasty one. No, I'm drawing a blank.
Wow.
What's a 4? Yeah, because all 3 of them girls are filthy.
Mm-hmm.
Like,
so you need
LaBella's probably one of the nastiest out right now.
So it has to be another super nasty in there as well, huh?
I feel like it's only key because you can't scare her off.
What you mean?
You know, the other one's being nasty, like doing some shit that in some states probably be illegal. You know, you might scare the 4th one off. Damn. Who might be? I feel like someone's. I don't know. I'll probably be cool with those 3.
Oh wow.
Yeah.
Don't even need the 4th.
That'd be exhausting.
I could believe it. Besides them being filthy, what made you pick them out of all? How about this? What made you pick them 2 legends out of all the quote unquote legendary porn stars?
It's a hard list. I'm not gonna, because the legends of there's so many of them. Well, okay, there's not so many of them, but there's so many of them quality wise, right? So Jada Fire's always been one of my top go-to. Belladonna, man. Belladonna was almost like she didn't give a fuck who you put in front of her. I'm gonna give you the best performance, the best scene, the best whatever. He could be the ugliest motherfucker. He could be. I'm still gonna treat everyone the same. Same thing with Jada. Jada kind of gave that energy too. Hey, I'm here to do whatever. We just gonna make this shit nasty, and it better be nasty. Especially her with the braces. Oh, that's when I realized I got a brace fetish.
She was definitely, in my opinion, she made braces sexier than a motherfucker. I can't say that,
bro. I mean, oh my god!
I feel like chicks that didn't even need braces when they got braces because of her.
Get them shits. Hey, you teach straight. I got you.
Facts.
But I'm gonna need you to go put them on. I had one girl. This is how. Okay, I might be a little fucked up. All right, I had one girl that I shot with, and I'm talking about she was a gobbler. Right? She had braces. I used to love. I loved when she sucked my dick. She took them shits off, right? So years later, she's like, hey, Turk, you know, we need to do another scene. Da, 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 da. You know, I miss having your dick in my mouth type shit. And I'm like, that's cool. And she's like, why you don't want to do another scene? I was like, nah. She's like, why? I was like, you don't got braces no more.
Yo. Yo. First of all, that's brutal as shit.
Yeah. She was like, but I got Invisalign. I'm like, not the same thing. What?
Yo.
Yeah, I was done after that. Like I said it just like that. I was like, nah, I don't even want to.
That's
you
brutal.
don't got braces no more. Yeah.
That's definitely brutal right there.
Yeah.
Where do you toe the
Shout
line?
out to the homie.
Roger that. Where do you toe the line between brutal honesty and freedom of speech?
When it's malicious. There's a lot of people. There's a lot that I want to say to people. It doesn't always have to be said. Right? I'd rather sometimes just remove myself from the situation than to say some shit that's just gonna be fucked up. And why am I going out my way to say something fucked up, right? Like I see, okay, case in point. That's why I hate these groups sometimes. But I'm in a couple of photography groups on Facebook, and I posted a picture, and one dude from the UK, I know where you bitch ass at, right? He was like, "Oh, nice paternity picture." Bruh, you could have just not said some shit. Now the chick, I could show you the picture. Chick's not fat whatsoever, but he's trying to insinuate that she's fat, and I'm like, bro, like a lot of y'all, and this is another reason why I hate cowards. A lot of y'all get on social media and say shit because y'all behind the screen and y'all feel you're untouchable.
Facts. Because you don't really know where I'm at. You don't know me, and I ain't never going to see you. So I can say whatever I want, and it is what it is. And it's my freedom of speech, so I should be able to say what I want.
Right. But it's like, why? Like, you took your time out to say some ignorant shit. Like, there's a lot of times that I see some shit, and I might already start scrolling, and then my Jiminy Cricket be like, why? And I'm like, you know what? Delete. And then I go about my fucking life.
Pretty much.
Even if I feel like the person saying whatever is wrong or blah, 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 who the fuck am I? Have your fucking views. Cool. I'm going to be over here.
Have you?
I'm not saying some shit.
Have you ever met somebody, right? Whether it's vanilla or spicy, that's up to you, right? Mm-hmm. Have you ever met somebody and been super starstruck, right? And then vice versa, has somebody ever met you and was so super starstruck that it just became an instantly awkward moment?
So I could explain, I could say for them to me, this was like year 1, year 2. And I'll say this, you never realize who's watching you until they approach you. Mm-hmm. Man, my first 2 years in this industry, I had so many dudes from all calibers be like, yo, I'm honored to meet you. I'm honored to be in your presence type shit. I remember when you shot naming shit off to the point where I didn't have anxiety about it, but I was just like, okay. And then I went to my peoples and I'm like, I don't know how to handle this shit. And they were like, what do you mean? I'm like, God, like you always want to be like the main character until you're the main character sometimes, you know what I mean? And so I had no idea how to handle that type of fame or whatever, or to the point where I'll say my name and people are like, oh my God, I've heard of you. It's so great to finally meet you. Da, 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 da. Like it used to put me off. I'm not to the point now, you know, for the most part, I just move in the shadows and I enjoy that. Like I said, I'm super introverted. I could play my character and I could do what I need to do when I need to do it. But sometimes it's off-putting. Not that they're doing anything wrong, because I even used to tell people, I don't care where you see me at or what I'm doing. If you're a fan of mine, come and say what's up, because without you, I'm not making no money.
That's a fact.
Now, I could tell you the negative part of me to someone else. I was talking to, and I'll name drop, I don't give a fuck. I was talking to Rome, and me and him was just, we were, and to those, I'm not, Rome Major, me and him was talking. And there was a female star that oh my God, I could tell you her catalog from top to bottom. So she was like right next to us. So I'm like, hey Rome, give me a second. Let me say what's up to her real quick, and we can get back to what we were talking about. He was like, yeah, go handle. So I turned to her and I'm like, hey, I just want to let you know, sorry that, don't, but I'd just like you to know that I'm a super big fan of yours, and I just, I just wanted to say hi, This chick looked me up and down and was like, "Oh, okay." And instantly in that moment, I was like, "You never have to worry about me ever again in life."
Facts. Fuck you, bitch.
And
And the bad part is, I might have actually said that out loud to her. Well, fuck you, bitch. Like,
it wasn't even, and to people like, "Well, what did she say that was so bad?" It wasn't the way your body language.
energy.
Yeah, your
Sometimes that
energy.
energy says everything.
Yeah. So for me, I might not even remember a person that comes up to me, but I'm like, "Oh, hey, good looking out, bro. You know, I appreciate you." Woo, 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 woo. You see what I'm saying? Like I've told y'all, I've had fans follow me, and I'm like, "Hey, yeah, y'all can hang out, and we just go and do some shit." You know what I mean?
Mm-hmm.
Um, which is crazy because, and this is another point, you never realize how small an industry is or how big an industry is. It came back full circle where a chick hit me up and was like, "Hey, I need you to come down to Miami. I want you to shoot some shit for me." I'm like, "All right, well, who is it with?" And she said the chick's name. I was like, "Absolutely not.
Mm-hmm.
Nah, I'm good off of her." And she's like, "Why?" And I told her the situation. She's like, "Hey, if there's one thing I'm going to stand on, and that's my goddamn principles."
I hear that. I definitely hear that. Let me ask you a question. I don't think I've ever asked you nothing along these lines, right?
Yeah.
Long term, right? How does because all right. So first of all, I think about it, right? You being glorified every time somebody's watching one of your videos, right? When people see you in the street, rather they see you in a movie, if they see you, at McDonald's getting a burger, they're going to glorify you based off your what you do, right?
Mhm.
Long term, what does the porn industry do to your mental health
To mine or in
in
general?
general?
Man, there's so many people that's so fucked up.
Because I could
They
see
can't.
like the highs and lows I could see where you could be up here and then instantly like
Okay, I'll tell you. One day I had a con crash, and what that is, I went to a convention. I'm being me. Boom, 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 boom. Meeting all my peoples, meeting new people, da da da, doing everything for say 4 days, shooting content, and doing everything. And when I got home, real life hit. Nothing spectacular happened when I got back home. It just all of that was now not happening over here. And
Mhm.
I had to readjust. But it's like when you have sugar or you have coffee, you have a crash.
Yeah.
I had a fucking crash to the point where I was like, why do I feel like this? Why am I angry? Why am I, woo woo? To the point where I had to learn how to handle myself after conventions. And then I'll try to take an extra day and then I do what I call is centering myself, right? Getting back to who I am. It might not even be that I'm doing anything spectacular to do that. It's just, hey, I might be playing games. I'm relaxing. I'm detoxing. I'm doing all of the things. Um, there's a lot of people that come into this industry that have unpacked trauma already. So when they come into this industry, they are latching on to the attention, to the admirations, to the, "Oh my God, you look like the best dick sucker on the face of the planet." Like all the praise, they get accustomed to that. So when they no longer have that praise, they feel like something's wrong, like they are not good enough or whatever happened in the past sneaks back into them. I've seen people where I'm like, yo, you probably should be in this industry. Like they just off their rocker. You know what I mean? If you're not a sound, even these young 18 to 25-year-olds are shit, I'll say 18 to 30-year-olds. If they never held a real job, like, and I know people gonna say, porn is a real job. That's cool. But what I mean is clocking in, doing a 9 to 5, listening to someone else give you
How do you
instructions,
go back to
structure,
that? Not even back
all
to that.
those
How do you
things.
go to that after you've been here? You know what I mean?
And they
I
do.
see.
Y'all just
I
don't
see.
hear about them.
No, dog. I see some of my favorite stars, right? That I've deposited to the Spank Bank a whole lot with these
Yeah.
specific ones, right?
Mm.
And then they disappear. And then out of nowhere, they come back and now they got a BBL or they didn't change this or now they, and it's like, you can look at them and tell they like, if it's almost like they fighting to get back in.
They are.
And you
It's
can
like
look
when you
at them.
get that first nut and you're chasing that feeling that you got with that first, like, I caught myself doing that because at one time, man, I was like the hottest camera person, hottest producer, hottest this, hottest that. And now I'm just here. But I did that to myself.
Mm-hmm.
So I had to come to terms with it. Like, do I miss that life? It didn't really do nothing for me overall. What I'm focused on now, what I'm doing now and how I'm moving now, I like way more. Like I feel more fulfilled. And it's not about, oh, how many chicks I can fuck or da 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 da. It's like, am I creating? Am I proud of what I'm creating? Do I feel good about whatever it is that I'm doing? And the shit that I'm doing now, I feel more prideful for. When I went to Atlanta and I'm like, and I saw the gallery and I'm like, shit, why my shit's not here? They wanted my shit to be here. And I told them, nah, I'm gonna just come here and I'm gonna just chill out. It's like, nah, I should have submitted it. I should have showed these motherfuckers who I am.
Facts.
Not even on no cocky shit, because I'm one of the most humblest persons like in this shit. But I know my camera is nice.
Mm-hmm. How difficult is it to separate the personality from the person?
Not it's for me, I don't have the identity issues a lot of people have. Um Most people don't know, man, I've been in magazines before I got into this industry. I've been published and did stuff before I got in this industry. You know what I mean? Most people don't know. I almost interned at Warner Brothers way before I got in this industry. Like I've done so much other shit before this industry that I have a strong anchor. Like I'm not, you know what I mean? So I know who I am and I'm comfortable with who I am. I'm on cruise control right now. Like my goals are so crazy right now, but they're tangible and I know how to do it now. I know how to do it in my 20s and my 30s. I know how to do it now. So I don't worry about who Hectic is versus who this person is. I there is a separation of the two, but not by much. Hectic has to be more out here. Hectic has to be the boss. Hectic has to direct. Hectic has to walk into a room and know what's going on and who's doing what and da 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 da. Da. You know what I mean? This person does not. This person is cool being in the crib. This person is cool. No one calling my jack and talking about nothing. This person's cool with just watching games or watching fucking TV shows for days on end and not. Listen, I'll be in my drawers all day long if I could. I don't, you know what I mean? One of my peoples be like, yo, every time I call you, always naked. Like,
I'm in the crib. What the fuck I'm supposed to be doing? Like I'm chilling.
man, it's just me. Yeah,
Yeah,
like
I'm gonna
why am I
get
putting on
dressed so I
clothes
can
to
sit
sit
here by
around?
myself. By
Right.
myself like that. That don't even make sense.
Right. So yeah, there's a difference, but not by much. It's not like Hectic is competing with or this is competing with Hektek. Like I know my place, I know time, I know effort, I know when I'm online, and there's Hektek visuals or Hektek whatever on there. I know what I have to put on there. You know what I mean? People look sometimes. You know, when my Facebook was jumping, people were looking for my post to see what outlandish things I was going to say today.
Where you going this? What are you going to say today?
Yeah.
What can we wild out with today? I know you're going to say something crazy.
Yeah. Yeah. So, you know what I mean? But the problem with a lot of people don't have that separation. They don't know how to put this person in a box and pull them, you know, turn the light switch on and off. They try to be on go with both personalities all the time, and you can't, you cannot. Even a person with multiple personalities, a motherfucker got to go in the back, and you know what I mean. You can't have all them motherfuckers out front.
Facts. That's a big fact. What's one thing you love most and one thing you hate most about social media?
One thing I love most is the reach. If you're able to reach people that you normally wouldn't come across, the potential to reaching someone depending on what you got, what you're posting is tremendous, right? What I hate, everyone thinks they the fucking star. Everyone feels they're that, they're him, they're her, they're a baddie, they're this, they're that. No, you just, case in point, everyone thinks they're a photographer or everyone feels they're a model. Just because you take a picture doesn't make you a photographer. Just because you had a picture taken doesn't mean you're a model. It's what you do to study your craft that makes you whatever it is that you are. And that's what people have to realize. Like, I couldn't call myself erotic facilitator or whatever you want to fucking call me if I never did the shit. I've been in this shit for almost a decade. I've been in sex work for over a decade. So I've done this shit. I've lived this shit. You know what I mean? I still don't call myself anything, which is crazy. I allow other people to call me whatever. You see what I'm saying? He calls me a porn star more than, and I'm like, I'm not a porn star. Look at me. But a lot of y'all don't allow people to call y'all anything before y'all calling yourselves this and that and that and that. And then y'all mad when people don't respect whatever it is that y'all calling yourselves.
Sometimes, I ain't gonna say sometimes. Typically, if you got to call yourself something, that's probably what you're not.
Facts.
It's usually how it goes.
Yeah. I'm the greatest.
You trying hard to create this persona so everybody could believe that what you are because you trying to believe it yourself.
Right.
What does the future of Hektek look like? 5 years from now, what are we looking like? What goals are we trying to obtain? What paths are we walking?
I don't even know if I should put this out there, but I'm a big person on whatever you put out there, you gotta stand by it. I want to have $1 million in assets in 5 years. I want to have
actually easier to do than people think.
No facts. I want to have a short film or a movie be on a platform. I mean, whatever platform that may be. But I want to be able to be like, all the stuff that I've been doing for 15 years, this is what it boils down to. I'm appreciative of that journey because that's what got me to where I'm at right now.
Where did your love for photography and videography come from?
Well, I never told you the story.
I don't think so.
All right, so I'm gonna try to sum this up.
Right.
So I used to do strip club promotions. So I used to have a photographer friend. He used to come. He'd shoot the events for me, and then within like a couple days, I normally have some shit to be able to post and keep it moving, right? So while him doing that so often, I'm a creature of habit. So if you do something, that's kind of how I expect for you to move from now on.
Mm-hmm.
So I was like, all right, what I'm going to get a couple strippers. I'm going to rent out a location. We're going to do this big shoot. One of my homies had a song. We're going to have the girls dance to the song. He's going to be able to use that for promo. It's going to be this thing. So, like I said, normally I get the pictures back in 2 days, 3 days at most. A week goes by. 2 weeks go by. At this time, the girl's hitting me up. I'm not even pressing dude because I know dude got other shit going on. So I hit him up. Hey, how the photo? Oh man, I'm working. Da, 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 da. I'm like, cool. Do you? No rush. But these girls are on my heels right now. He's like, oh no, I got you. I'm like, all right. 2 weeks turned into a month. He sent me back all the photos. None of them shits edited. So I had to like find a program at that time and try to do some shit, and then I sent it to them. Some girls loved it, some girls hated it, whatever. At that moment, I said I would never need another photographer ever again in life. Mm-hmm. So fast forward, one of my homies, the same one who had a song, he heard me say this many times and, I want to do this and I want to do that. So he was like, all right. One day, it was my birthday. He showed up with a camera. He was like, yo, here. I'm like, oh, okay. Thank you. And he was like, yeah, because you said you want to be a photographer. Da, da, da. So I'm like, yeah. Fast forward, I ain't touched that bitch in like 6 months.
Wow.
I ain't touched that bitch in 6 months. Another dude hit me up. He's like, yo, hey, I got a model in your area. Are you available to shoot her? Yeah, I'm available. Like, what you talking about? Hell yeah, I got you. He sent me the girl's info. I'm like, I bet. I'm like, hey, what you want to shoot? She's like, well, I design my own clothes. I want something da da da. She showed me kind of fit. And we're in St. Pete at the time. Downtown St. Pete is like kind of famous for their murals, right? So I scouted the spot out. I'm like, yo, I think this spot is dope. You know what I mean? It was like next to a skate shop. I was like, yeah, this is bad. So we set it up. On my way to the shoot, the day of the shoot, I don't know shit about shit. I got a camera, some batteries, and a lens.
Wow.
I hit up Google. Trusty old Google. Never steer me wrong.
Listen.
I was like, hey, what's the proper settings to shoot in broad daylight? It gave me all the settings. I knew enough to know how to change the settings, right? So I changed the settings. We get to the shoot. The shoot was so phenomenal. Even the skate shop let us get one of their skateboards to put in the photo and shoot, right? Boom, boom. I'm spinning. Sent her to work. She hits me back like, oh my God, I love him. My family loves him. My friends love him. Blah, blah, blah. Like, we need to do another one. I was like, bet. Let's do one at the beach. We do one at the beach. We do another one under the bridge. We do another one. We did probably about 5, 6 of these. I'm going to strip clubs now, because that's where I was working at the time. I'm like, all right, hey, let me shoot you real quick. Da, da, da. I had males come through. Let me shoot you real quick. I had just hoes come through. Let me shoot you real quick. And just took off from there. For real. It just took off from there. To the point where in the videography part, people always used to ask me, you going to do that? I'm like, nah, I'm a purist. I don't need all this. I need one shot. One shot is all I need.
Wow.
So I was going to AVN. This was like my first year going to AVN. And I had one of my homies. He's like, yo, because I was there. I did a scene with a chick. And I did her photo shoot or whatever. And then he was like, yo, you can shoot this, da da da. I'm like, yeah. And I had a phone and I had a gimbal, right? So a gimbal's a stabilizer. So I'm like, I bet. He's like, nah, you ain't gonna shoot my shit with no phone. I need professional. Da, 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 da. And I'm like, bro, trust me. Hey, hey, I got you. Trust me. Shot the shit. Shot it on her phone, actually. She sent him the footage. He was like, I'll never doubt you again in my life. Been
Wow.
rocking with dude since then. Like, dude still calls me. We still talk. Da da da. Right. And it just took off from there. And like, I love, and that's why even when people be like, oh my God, you're such the best. You're the greatest. And I'm like, nah, I'm good. I'm decent. Like, this is probably the most top shit that I talk about my skill set. Right.
Mm-hmm.
But when most people talk to me, I'm like, nah, I'm decent. I'm good. I'm okay. I'm okay. You know what I mean? I'm like, I'm okay. And they're like, why are you so humble? And I told someone this. If I say I'm the greatest, I'll say I'm the best. I say I'm the GOAT. I just hit my glass ceiling. There's where can you go past the best, the greatest, the GOAT? What's above that? God? Like what else is up there? So for me saying I'm okay, I'm good, I'm nice, I'm decent, I give myself room to grow. And every year I grow a little bit more. I find a different lane that I find interesting. I like this. I want to create. I want to do these things. You know what I mean? But if I say I'm the greatest, I can't do shit with that. So that's how my love has developed.
Wow. Do you ever see yourself putting your camera down?
Man, I thought about it. Um, I thought about it not because I want to, but because of people.
Mm.
You know, when an artist wants to create and when a creative wants to create, we just want to create. We don't care about sometimes the logistics, who, what, where.
No, that's a
We just
fact.
want to go out and just do some shit. And if now what I want to do is based on how you feel, what you're going to get paid, how it's going to benefit you, all this, that's out
Start
of my
taking
scope
away
of
from
my
shit.
creativity. My
Yeah, start
creativity
taking
is
away
like,
from shit real quick.
yeah, my creativity is like, yo, I have an image for you, I have a vision for you, and I want to create that. Let's do that. I saw this on fucking something else. Let me drip hot wax on you and let me do some shit that I saw. I want to I just want to recreate it. I just want to live. Let me live in my creative space. Now I got to deal with attitudes and I got to deal with this and I got to deal with that. And I'm not saying people shouldn't get paid for their time or shouldn't, you know what I mean? I'm just saying when a person wants to create, they just want to fucking create. They don't, all these other nuances and shit, like we don't care. We just want to go out here and create some shit.
You think you think people are actually still being creative, or do you think people just overdoing it? Because I
It
mean, like
depends
I
what.
said earlier, it's a lot of shit that I see now where it's just like, really, this where we come to. But to them, this is super creative. Nobody's gonna do this. I'm doing something so far out the box. But
Yeah,
sometimes being
nah,
out the box is, you know what I mean?
so there's nothing anyone can do in 2026 that has not already been done.
I'm sure there's some things. It's gonna be difficult to figure it out, but it's gonna be some things.
It, okay, we'll go with that. You'd be definitely hard pressed, right, to find it.
Yeah.
What I hate and what I dislike about the creative space or the lack thereof You could come to me and you could say, yo, Heck, hey, let's do blah, 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 blah. And I'm like, that shit's lame. I don't want to do blah, 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 blah. And you're like, nah, I think no one's really out here doing, let's do it like this. And we could, da, 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 da. I'm like, nah. All right. You still in your creative space. You're like, fuck it. All right, I'm going to do it myself. Right. So you go and you do, and you get 5 million views. Now I'm looking at what you did. I'm like, he had the idea to come do it with me, and he went off and did it himself. And all right, I'm gonna go and do the same shit. Now I get 3 million views. Then another person sees it. They're like, he got 5 million. He got 3 million. I know I can do what both of them did, and I'm gonna do the same shit. Now I get 2 million. The number keeps going low, but we keep adding more people to it.
Mm-hmm.
So no one's out realistically creating anything past what the first person did, because the first person is technically, he has the IP.
They the innovator.
He has the IP, right. Everyone else is just carbon copies, if that, right? Mm-hmm. Case in point, me and you have seen some shit. We have seen some shit with girls in the fucking robes, and they got the robes half open, and 20 bitches doing the same shit. So it's like, all right, and I get it. There's trends and there's this and there's that, but it's like I'm just not built like that. I look at something for inspiration and be like, I want to do that. 100%. 100%. However, I'm gonna do it my way. I'm gonna try to find a different way to do it than what that person did. Oh, he used a skinny chick. Hey, let me hit up one of my BBW friends. Let me see what she's doing right now.
Mm-hmm.
You see what I'm saying? Let me have my own spin to something to make it my own. So no one could say, they could say, oh, Hektek was inspired by us, but they can't say Hektek copied us.
Yeah.
Two different things.
That's a fact. I think the trendy, to me, is starting to get old, because it's like, it's hard to enjoy the first version of it because it's too many of them now. So it's like, I don't want to see none of that shit anymore at this point.
Yeah, no facts. And the bull that I hate. Oh, man, he better never be around me.
Hey, speaking of, I actually been seeing a lot of people doing videos saying exactly how you felt. Mm-hmm. And it's a lot of people saying the same thing, like, you making us look bad, bro. Like it kind of is what it is. I think some people, that check is 100% worth their dignity, their self-respect, and them as a person. And when they say people sell their soul, it's not a literal thing, but it's literally a thing. People will sell their soul for that dollar. Like, and when you get to a point where your dignity means absolutely nothing to you for that dollar, you'll do anything.
Case in point, there's one thing that I've been asked since I've been in the industry to do, and I'm like, nah, I'm not doing that. And that thing, that's my personal time.
I was gonna ask you about that, but I said, nah, we're gonna leave that one alone. We ain't about to talk about that shit. We're not about to have a whole monologue about
no, but that's my personal time, right? And so that's my personal time. So there's a lot of stuff I won't do. I've turned down money because I didn't vibe with the person, or I don't like the person, or what the person vision. I don't feel it. Shit, this. Me and the person ain't cool now because their vision and my version were too far off.
Mm-hmm. Now I remember years ago I had a chick. She wanted to watch me, and it wasn't like on some,
Oh, that's different.
I can't do that either. It's my time.
What? Was she in person or was she on the phone?
In person.
Oh no, I do it in person.
Nah, it's my time. I don't want nobody around. That's me by myself, my own element. That's me. I don't need to hear nobody's voice. I don't need you sitting there asking me things. You know what I mean? It's those things I would do, but I could agree with you on that one. That's one of those things where that's me and me alone.
Yeah.
Like,
I mean,
Brad, it's a 30-second session or a 30-minute session. That's me.
Yeah, I time this shit. It ain't based off what you want. Yeah, nah, I feel that. So yeah, there's a lot of things but there's a lot of things I've done that I never thought I would do. So
yeah,
there's that.
It is what it is. I think this has been kind of informative here, man. I think if nothing else, people gonna learn some stuff about you tonight. What you think?
I mean, that's when I proposed the concept to you. I mean, that's what I was hoping. That's why even before we got on, hey, don't be having no pussy ass questions.
I figured you knew me better than that. That's why you asked me to do the shit.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
And two, yeah, have I been on other shows and where other people have asked me? No one's asked me the questions that you've asked me. You know what I mean? Most of it's like, oh, how is it? How does it feel? Da, 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 da. But to get to the psyche of it, most people don't ask me that. And like I said, when I built this platform, that's what I wanted. I wanted people to understand that whether people are fucking, rapping, singing, drawing, playing an instrument, they are more than that. They are, you know what I mean? Some people are moms, some people's dads, some people's, lived life. Some people did this prior to that. People have different elements to them, and sometimes to the detriment of the person, either the person only wants to show one side of themselves or whoever's interviewing them only wants to show one side of themselves. Mm-hmm. So, I want to have a platform where I can have people say, hey, I'm done, blah, blah, blah. Like, I've lived many different lives. Like, it's a joke between some of my people that I've met in Houston when I tell a story and they be like, yo, you met Bishop Magic Don Juan? How did you meet? I have stories for fucking days because I've lived life, not on one of these shits. I've lived fucking life. The shit that I've seen, the people I met. I am the game 6 Degrees of Separation by Kevin Bacon. I'm fucking Kevin Bacon. I'm not far removed from the president of the United States. Like, I know people that been in his circle. So
you wonder why if you don't ask. You wonder why we look at you the way we look at you. But keep going. I'm just saying.
I'm just
some of us haven't lived the life you lived. Now, can I say I lived a hell of a life? Motherfucking right. I did. But we are on different levels of shit. And that's not a knock to nobody. That's not a diss to nobody. That's just realistic shit. We are all on different levels. We all seen shit, different shit. We've been different places. We view different things. Hell, we all don't care about the same shit. It just is what it is. You know what I mean? So sometimes when somebody's telling you what they see in you, you got to just be like, you know what? I appreciate that. That's all. When a motherfucker try and give you your flowers, accept them, son. And do what the fuck you do. You mean? But on that note, we about to get up out of here. So what I'm going to need y'all to do is I'm going to need y'all to stay close to all them folks that's close to you. Stay loyal to all them folks that's loyal to you. And if you never do anything else, make sure you do all the things you truly do want to do. And on that note, we out of here.